Hi guys, it's Tim from Launchpresso Digital Marketing, and in today's video, I'm going to give you a complete walkthrough and tutorial of the Google Ads Keyword Planner. Now, we all know the Keyword Planner has been around since the dawn of Google Ads itself. And from time to time, they make a few changes here and there as to how it works and the data that they'll produce. Not only that, Google does make updates to the interface from time to time, like they have recently. So we have to know how to navigate through the account to get to the Keyword Planner again. So there's lots to cover in this video. And before I take you over to my screen, we do provide Google Ads as a service here at Launchpresso. So if you want to work how you can improve your sales, optimize your accounts in order to get more leads or sales, especially for Shopify stores, please reach out to us in the link down below, fill out the contact form, and I'll be in touch with you as soon as possible. And with that said, let me take you over to my screen now. Okay, here we are in my test Google Ads account for my test Shopify store, cheapcampinggear.net. And I'll be using that site as an example for the Google Ads Keyword Planner today. So firstly, we do have to find the Keyword Planner. It used to be on the top right-hand side under Tools, but now we have to come over to the left-hand side, hover over Tools here, come under the drop-down on Planning, click that, and you'll see the Keyword Planner. Not rocket science, I know, but in true Google Ads style, they like to move things around anytime they have a interface update. So we'll click that, and then we have two options under the Keyword Planner. We can discover new keywords, so we can get new keyword ideas, or we can get a search volume and forecast here on particular keywords that you might be looking for. And as you scroll down, if you've been playing around the Keyword Planner in the past, you may have created some plans by yourself, or you may have some plans shared with you. And I'll cover those in a little bit later in the video, so stick around for that. Firstly, let's start by discovering some new keywords. And it brings us to discover new keywords, and we can start with keywords or we can start with a website. For now, we'll start with keywords. And as my website is about camping gear, what I'll do is I'll put in the word tents, and I'm going to change the language to English. And the location, you can add multiple locations, or if you click the X button, you can cover every location in the world, which I will for this demonstration. So I'll save that. And we can see here it says all locations now, and you can click Get Results. But before we do, it does have an option here where you can enter in a site to filter out unrelated keywords, which is interesting. I'll test that in a moment. You can click the question mark bubble here. It gives you more information on what that looks like. Let's click Get Results. And as we see here, we now have 1,826 out of 1,827 keywords that are currently showing. Scrolling down further, we can see that tents has an average volume globally of 673,000. You can also hover over these tiny graphs to get an idea more of what the search volume would look like throughout a year. Camping seasonal across the world, northern, southern hemisphere. And as there are more people camping in the northern hemisphere, we can see that during the summer months, the volumes do spike, and also drop by almost half for the rest of the year. We also can get a percentage on the 3-month change. So if you hover over that, we can see 3-month change shows the search trends comparing from the last month data, the year-over-year change as well of the monthly volume. That gives you more of an indicator if things are trending upwards or downwards, depending on the industry or whatever it might be. Like for example, Super Bowl 2025 may be trending than 2024 because it's past tense. We also have competition, and you can see if it's whether or not it's high or low or medium. Ad impression share. And this will show you the number of impressions that you are already receiving on some of these keywords. If you're targeting certain keywords in your account, could be broad keywords, and it'll be coming up in your search terms report. So we can see here I've had less than 1% for the keyword camping tent. Also here, which is interesting, is that we have a top of page bid, low range, and top of page bid, high range. Somewhere in between these two amounts is how much it's generally going to cost if I was to target this keyword across the world, if I was to bid on it and be somewhere in the top of the page within any Google Ads auction. Then we also have account status, and this will tell you if you've got the keyword in the account or not. It usually comes up with a little label saying in account. We can also add more columns here as well. Competition and index value, organic impression share, as well as organic average position. We can save that. May give us some more information that we may deem worthy. And it looks like it's been stated between 0 and 100. So that means anything close to 100 is going to be quite competitive. And we can see here that camping is very competitive at the moment. Organic impression share. So it's interesting to see where you've been popping up in terms of the impression share for organic as well as your average position. I don't have enough data on that to be able to demonstrate where I've been sitting in terms of the account. May not have enough SEO. We also have the keyword view, and we also have the grouped view as well. And this essentially groups things together. If we were looking at like certain different types of tents, like ball tent, beach shade, we can click the drop down so we can see we've grouped them all in beach shades here. TP tents also, which is interesting. For now, I'm just going to come back to keyword view because I will demonstrate to you in the moment what we can do in terms of choosing these particular keywords or keyword groups and adding them into our account. I just want to cover off a few other options within this area. We can also broaden our search by adding extra keywords. Here from the suggestion, we can also look at certain date ranges as well. We can go the last 24 months, all available last month, and do some customs. And to get a better idea on these monthly searches, we can see here now it's expanded further and we can actually see the trends of what's happened here. Especially with pop-up tent, looks like it's trending in the right direction between last season and this season. People still love camping, which is great. So you also got forecasts. We can actually put in particular areas as well. We can say United States, add that in, United Kingdom, include, and why not? Let's just put Australia, my home country. And we'll save that. But before we can actually see the data, we do have to save keywords first. So we'll come to save keywords. Again, I'll just get rid of that Hong Kong region, hit save, all languages. Let's add in our keywords now. Also looks like you can select an ad group. You can create an ad group name. We'll call it test, create. You can also edit a plan name here as well. We'll call this one tent test plan. Save it. Go camping tents, pop-up tents, and TP tents. We'll click save. Okay, and then here is our keywords set up here at the moment. From here, this is where we can go and share the plan, but at the moment, only I can view or edit this plan, but then you can select this toggle and anyone in the account can view this plan. The owner is myself. You can click that copy button, send it to whoever you want, and also click save. If you're working with a client or you may have a partner in your business, you might want to send it off and get their approval or ideas on more keywords, or just to demonstrate what the forecast may be in terms of the competition and search volume for the campaigns that you possibly would be structuring around your strategy. You can export these keywords as well in a CSV sheet or a Google sheet, whatever your heart's desires there. And also we can completely copy the plan and remove the plan completely. Back under forecasts, we can see now from those keywords that we just added, if we're going to be selecting particular bidding strategies or whatnot, could be maximize clicks, maximize conversions, manual CPC. We have an idea under the particular countries that we're targeting, how many clicks we could possibly receive, impressions, the costs maybe around it, CTR, and average CPC for those top countries. You can even get more granular down to postcode cities and I'm going to butcher this, your municipalities, and you can go your targeted locations as well. As we scroll down further, we got more data on forecasting over the next year for conversions. We can even look up cost per click, impressions, and whatnot. So much you can do. What it may look like in terms of devices from what you may have clicked here within the forecast. And we also have locations set up here too, where you're likely to get majority of your either conversions or clicks or impressions. Quite interesting tool these days, I must say. Before I circle back to keyword ideas, because there's a bit more I need to cover on that, I just want to take you over to negative keywords. And here you may want to add in particular keywords that you don't want to show up for within any of your search campaigns. So for example, you may want to come up for particular brands. Now you can set up a negative brand keyword list for that as well. You might want to put REI, for example, and you can do that as an exact match. And if we're doing Australia, you could say Anaconda as a phrase match. Now, Anaconda is a large outdoor brand in Australia. And just for this example, we'll hit save. And if you need to know more on match types, you can see here how they exactly work. I'll create another video in the future on match types and what they mean. You can check that video out here once it's been posted. And then from there, we can just click save. And we can see this is where they live now. And from here, you can share them, download them, or you can just copy them into any campaign ad group or negative keyword list that you have within your account. Or from here, because we've already added them in, we can create that campaign by clicking this button, and the save keywords and the negative keywords will already be baked into that campaign. Real quick, coming back to the keyword ideas, and I want to just take you over to where it says refine keywords here. We can expand each one of these accordions now if we want, or we can do one by one. And we can see here more on the branded keywords where we may or may not want to show this. There's more to be expanded upon. And when you check these on and off, you see here that a lot of those keywords that are showing are beginning to fall because we're removing out a lot of the unwanted brand terms that we don't want. We can also check that off completely so we don't show up for any kinds of brands at all within the keyword planner. But as I did that, I need to click the non-branded ones back in because it completely removed everything, because the non-brand keywords are everything that are generic, like pop-up tent or whatnot. So I've added that back in, and we can see here, and we can continue going down. For example, you may not have anything to do with beach tents or army tents. You can always uncheck those so you can refine your keyword idea search down to. So that's the first part and aspect to the keyword planner. Let's come back up one level by clicking the keyword planner from the top level again and click Discover Keywords. And this time we're going to start with a URL. So I'm going to take cheapcampinggear.net, come back to the keyword planner. Then we come to start with a website, and then we paste that in. And now we can state any location that you would want to go to. Let's now change this quickly to United States. We'll include that, save that, leave it as English as default. Now we can use the entire site, or you can use a particular page on the website. So for example, you are trying to target a particular product, let's say tents again. You can find keywords that are related to that particular product page. Let's click Get Results. And as we scroll down, we can see again the particular type of keyword ideas that we could be targeting within our Google Ads campaigns. The average monthly search volume, as we can see here, it has been trending because it is summertime in the US. All the same columns that I mentioned before. And this time we don't have a way to refine the keywords by removing out brands or whatnot, because this has all come through essentially a crawl of the entire website. If you see the keywords ideas that you like, might be best camping gear, camping tools, car camping essentials, we can check those off. We can either copy them from here, or we can add them as negative keywords as well. Broad match, phrase match, or exact match. We can even add them to a new plan or existing plan. So for example, I could just take the test one, select that, and then we've got different match types from that point. So if I want to just add them all as broad, can do if I want to, or a particular match type of whatever description. Once you're happy with that, then we can add those keywords directly in. Would you like to add those keywords? Yes, they will be added into the campaign. You won't be able to undo this action, but you can go and delete or pause them later if you want. So we'll confirm that. And then boom, Bob's your uncle. They're all inside there. Again, we can also change this to group view if you need to. I don't know why that just popped up. That's a bit strange. I think it's because I may have had a filter going on there. Anyway, seems like under this particular view, it's not working correctly. And here's the reason why: grouped ideas are not available for websites. To find keyword ideas, you have to remove the site and try to search again. Well, fair enough. Come back to the keyword planner top level. Now we do have this get search volume and forecast. I would say this is probably very similar to what we were looking at before, but let's just try TP tents to keep it simple, get started. And we can see here, we pretty much have almost exactly the same options that we had before when we were looking at the keyword planner under forecast, saved keywords and negative keywords. You can edit a plan, give it a name, set up all your locations and whatnot. Scrolling down, we can see the TP tents and all the keywords we got in here. We can click the blue plus button and add more should we wish. You can even select an ad group or create a fresh ad group here if you're going to be creating a campaign from out of these as well. Cancel that because we won't be doing that today. And we can see here what our average monthly searches would be based on using this part of the keyword planner, which I pretty much covered earlier on in the video. Okay, coming back to the top level of the keyword planner, we can see that under the plans that we've created for ourselves, here's the two that we did today. No plans have been shared with me yet, and that's fine. Some interesting things to keep on top of is the new feature announcements that come out with the keyword planner, because there's always something new. But under the plans created, let's just take this example that we've done here. Coming to where we've got our keywords added, let's create a campaign just for demonstration purposes. So we'll click campaign, give it a name, test 2 camping, give it a $10 budget, pick whatever budget your heart's content, depending on what your goals are. Interesting to note, actual daily spend will vary, and this is because of the 30.4 day rule, where they can spend up to 2 times the amount in your account on any given day, but over a 30.4 day period, depending on what your average daily budget will be, it will spend that over that period of time. So if you see spikes initially, try not to get alarmed, but if you want to have more control, you may want to halve the average daily budget while the ramp up period takes off. So let's save that. Okay, and that's all ready to go. And we see we've got a lot more information here, what we can be expecting in terms of the forecast using maximized conversions, if that's the bidding strategy that we're going to go under. And from here, what we can do is we can go view campaign, and we see the campaign's currently been created and it's enabled. But right now I don't want that to be enabled, so I'll pause that. And they'll go through the motions of getting approved in order to start getting impressions. And then if you've got this set up correctly, conversions. Because from here, the campaign isn't 100% complete. As this is a search type campaign, you do need to go and create ads in order to start be able to display your ads for the keywords that you've just picked. And that pretty much covers how to use the keyword planner in today's video. I hope you're finding value. And if you are, please click like and subscribe just down below so you can stay up to date with all the videos I put out in terms of Shopify, Google Ads, Google Merchant Center, and how you can further optimize and scale your ads and make more profits and sales and leads. And with that said, thanks for watching today's video. I'll see you in the next. Bye for now.